If you are a teacher at a school that uses the FACTS SIS, you want to be a little bit more careful with your rollover of your class sections. I showed in a previous or in a separate video on how you can roll over the dates from the previous year. In essence, what it allows you to do is take all your lessons that were attached to your weekly planner, so with the correct dates and so forth, from last year's school year and roll it over into this year's school year, maintaining the same pacing guide. In other words, if a lesson took 2 days last year and then the next one took 3 days last year, when you roll those over, it will keep that same pacing guide. However, when you're a RenWeb school, you want to be a little bit careful when doing this process, because when you roll over from last year, you can use the same process. Say I want to roll over from last year to this school year. Our first day of school this year is going to be September 2, and so I'll click continue. So now what will happen is something that was taught on August 10 last year will be on this date this year, and so forth. And so it shows last year's dates. These are the dates that'll be this year. You can change these on the fly here if you want, or you could do it later on and click submit. However, when you do that, one thing to understand is it's going to then fill up your weekly planner. And if your weekly planner is synced with the FACTS SIS, then tomorrow or tonight at about 3 a.m. or 2 a.m., depending on your time zone, the system will automatically take all that homework and assignments and lesson plan details if you have those set up, and it'll push those into RenWeb. So now parents can start seeing assignments from last year for this year. And maybe that's okay. But if you don't want to do that, one thing you may consider doing is before you do the sync itself, notice these are all labeled as enabled. But if they were enabled, what you could do is you could disable that course, click save, and then roll over the dates. Because what it'll do then is it's going to roll those all over, put them into your weekly planner, and then you can adjust them, get them all ready. And then once you feel that it's all ready for the next school year, you can turn the sync back on again. Or another option that a lot of schools do is they just don't use this rollover feature, and instead they just add the lessons in manually as they go. In other words, they just go into here and add in the lesson and add in the next lesson and so forth, and do it more the manual way. So you can do it that way as well. A third option that some folks will do is they'll have the admin folks create a homework field, a new homework field that will be empty for this upcoming school year, and have that attached then to RenWeb so that you can kind of just put the homework in as you go as well. So just wanted to make you aware that as a RenWeb or FACTS SIS school, because the last thing we want is for you to go ahead, roll over these dates, and then realize that parents now have access to all your assignments for the entire year when that's not something you want at this time. This now concludes this video segment.